People of Earth, it is I, the Great Goonan. This is the Great Goonan Podcast. I am the Great Goonan. I'm here with Abe Hannigan. How you doing, Abe?
Hello, Mr. Goonan. How are you?
And you are now in what part of the world are you at? We are doing this all remotely.
Yes, we are. We're currently doing it from a COVID-safe bunker, if you will. I'm in mine, you're in yours, of course. I'm in Setauket. I'm in Stony Brook, so like Eastern Suffolk.
The funny thing about the comedy community is that the whole world could be falling apart, but the comedy community still just sits itself inside the same petty arguments and fights
Absolutely.
that are going
Without
on.
question. There's this little bubble, and it's very isolated, and everyone loves it. Everyone loves that little bubble.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And another thing that we have in common, although we both like to be pranksters. I understand that
I'm a mischievous man. I'm a mischievous man, Mr. Goonan. I won't lie to you.
Good.
I'm a fan of the hijinks. I'm known as Abe Shenanigans.
Nice, nice. Okay. See, when two Irish guys get together, something illegal is about to happen. You know?
Yeah, you're about to make a dishonest buck. That's for damn sure.
I like that. That's good. Good. I used to do a show. I used to call into a show long before the word podcast was used. This guy had basically what a podcast was. This was in the very, very early 2000s.
Sure.
Like
the beginnings of a podcast before it was a podcast.
Before people called everything a podcast, this fellow was named Zolar, and Zolar was a character who called in a lot to the Howard Stern shows.
Hysterical.
And he had his own podcast or own internet radio show is what we used to call it. And his whole show was prank calls.
Yeah, absolutely.
All prank calls. And I went there. I went there a couple of times to go on the show, and we would do prank calls.
Of course, that's awesome.
Live prank calls. And then I would call in a lot, and we would do the live prank calls.
Absolutely, just fuck around.
Oh, it was great. I have a few of them up. I'll put links into the description of this video.
Yeah, good. I love I don't know why, but ever since I was little, I just love the prank calls. Yeah, I just love that idea of someone picking up the phone, hoping it's something important, and it just having it be the polar opposite.
Yeah, it's the best.
And then by that virtue, I love when I get a call, and it's very clearly telemarketers. Very obvious. But I'll just keep them on the phone.
My favorite thing to do about telemarketers is that they so obviously don't care about you, but they pretend like they do. They have to. That's how they're supposed to get you engaged. So my favorite thing is, I remember years ago, they don't do it so much now on the cell phones, but when everybody had landlines, I remember the guy called me up once and he's like, "Hi, how are you today?" And I said, "Oh, I got stomach trouble." And he goes, "Oh, well, would you like to subscribe to the New York Post?" He didn't know what to say.
You completely throw them off their spiel right away, and it's just a train wreck.
Yeah.
Immediately. It's so much fun. I love it. I thrive in those situations.
I have a particular prank call that I'm going to put in the description of this video.
Yeah.
That was actually, I used to be obsessed with it years ago. I used to always have my computer and phone ready to do prank calls.
It.
And what happened was a guy, a telemarketer basically, called me. And this is a few years back, and it was before smart TVs. But the guy was basically calling up to ask me if I would appreciate this new kind of idea of being able to
like a survey of sorts.
To appreciate like DVR and stuff like that. And I kept him on the phone for like a half hour, but then I edited down the video to about 7 minutes. It's just audio, really.
Right, of course.
But I'm gonna put that up too. That's
what I really want to do is I want to get like a good base of my prank calls recorded, and then I want to animate what I'm talking about. Because I'll my favorite thing is hotels. Because they have nothing else to do but talk, so they have to talk to you. So like, one of my favorites is I'll call a hotel in the middle of the night, just to the front desk. Any state, any town, and then I'll tell them I broke into their pool. I'm not a guest, but now my balls are stuck underneath one of the lounge chairs.
And they got to fix it.
And they got to figure it out. And then I'll have them transfer me to security. And then when I get to security, I'll say, what the hell is this about? I need to get to the front desk. This is a front desk issue. And then I'll get back to the front desk. And I'll say, what are you guys doing? I don't feel secure. I need to talk to security, please. And I just bounce.
I did one where I called it a scientific experiment because the only thing you could do on the phone is talk. So I called up people, a bunch of people. It took a long time, and I put it together in one call, like a bunch of calls all together, and just told them to shut up. Like they would pick up the phone. I go, shut up! And they'd go, what? And I go, shut your mouth! And they would go, shut up! Pranks are the best to do against people who really deserve them.
Without question.
And so... or people who are too oblivious to even realize they're being pranked. So
they're being pranked, and they think they're being they think they're bested, but they think they're besting you, but they're not.
Right. Dan Romano is a fellow from Long Island who has his own podcast. He was doing it in several different places at several different times, and then for a time period, he was doing it out of Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown, Long Island, at the Governor's Radio Podcast Network, which is where I met him and met all these fellas actually through all that type of stuff. I love Dan Romano doesn't want you to confuse him with other Dan Romano. So he goes, hi, this is Dan Romano from the Dan Romano Show. Not to be confused with Dan Romano, the bishop, the cardinal, or whatever. Yeah, right. Dan Romano, the district attorney or whatever. Yeah. So
Dan Romano looks like he jumped off of Trump's wall and then rolled into a pile of shitty weed.
So the reason why I'm bringing that up is because I believe you told me that right to his face on his own show, you basically pranked Dan Romano and he didn't even know it.
Oh, without question. Because he doesn't know what I'm talking about.
Right.
He asked me my comedic influences. So I'll go, how about Dave Chappelle, George Carlin, Tom Crescenzo, and Zach Zorovich. Tom Crescenzo and Zach Zorovich.
Yeah, sure.
Long Island comics. Contemporaries and friends of mine.
Yeah.
Not influences like a Chappelle or a Carlin.
Right.
And he goes, oh yeah, of course, Zorovich and Crescenzo. I've seen them once or twice. They're killers on Central. They're killers at the Apollo. And I'm just like, dude, what are you talking about? I showed up to his show once, high on mushrooms, and sang Famous Blue Raincoat by Leonard Cohen to him.
And what did he say? Did he cry?
He was moved. He goes, you should go to Juilliard. That's a talent you should have.
Hey, I think you're smart. You know what you need to do? Go to that Harvard University.
Go to that Harvard. You go in there and you say, give me a class.
Give me a class. Give me a pencil in a dirty class.
I love how we just turned Dan Romano into a 1930s Quaalude salesman.
That's what he would have been in the 90s.
Oh, without question.
Yeah, I was discussing with some Long Island friends of mine, some fellow comedians, about another fella who we both know about, Mr. BS Flinch from Hempstead, Long Island. BS Flinch he's the head of my fan club, but he's not just the head of my fan club. He's also a very struggling comedian, a very successful molester, and a local fatso. You pranked him. He likes to post about his grudges and stuff like that.
I love when that happens.
And he says that people called him personally and harassed him personally. And I think what he means is people prank called him. Now,
I think that might be the notion there.
First of all he's doing is making everyone want to hear the prank and know about the prank and stuff like that. Secondly, how did they obtain his number? His number must be public knowledge.
His number is the easiest thing to obtain. It's on Craigslist. It's on Backpage. It's on Bedpage. I'm sure.
It's on Grubhub.
It's on Grubhub.
It's
delivered into my house. My noodles come with a side of molestation.
Right. Can I have my noodles with some molestation, please?
Yeah, we got the driver for you.
Incidentally,
beat up Honda.
Incidentally, he did say in his defense that he was not trying to molest that passed out lady. He just thought she had ketchup in her pocket. The man loves ketchup. He's fat.
Yeah.
But so
people are stocking up on toilet paper. The man took all the ketchup out of Long Island.
Right. Yeah, there's
practically
like the famine. There's practically no ketchup left. Exactly. Now, so the situation is that I guess a while back you decided to prank him.
Oh, Goonan, I take full responsibility for this prank.
And didn't he decide that the way to deal with it was to try to give your number and information out?
Correct.
So tell me the whole thing, and the prank that you did with him is very funny too. Because the funniest thing is how, first of all, nobody likes to be pranked. But here's the thing that people don't understand about pranks, is that they only work if the person who's being pranked participates. So
absolutely, you have to feed it.
If that person hung up or refused to answer the phone or laughed along with you, everything would be ruined.
It crumbles instantly. It's like, that's why I am so mind-boggled when people get angry. Because it's like, just don't answer the phone. Just close the laptop. Just don't answer the phone. It's so easy.
Right. Because once you participate, then you become the part of
you're fueling the fire.
You're the co-writer of the bit.
Exactly.
Right.
And the butt of the joke as well.
Of course. And what a butt. Anyway, so the other day,
2020, I believe you're referencing.
The other day he stood up to stretch, and there was that eclipse we heard. Anyways, so let's get to your story about what the prank was, because I thought the way he tells it, he was horribly harassed and threatened, but the way you tell it, it's much more amusing, and I don't think there's any threats involved. But go ahead.
Not one threat. So one night, one late eve, around 3 a.m., I decide, I'm a little bit angry. There's a racist floating around.
And he's acknowledged as being a local racist because
the proof is in the pudding.
Because he ate the pudding though. But look,
the pudding's gone, but the video remains. There's a racist in town, and he's got to be nipped in the bud. So I throw a little fest, Flinch fest we called it. Start with some light calling. No answer. Then we call, I believe, on the 4th time, and we just repeat his voicemail back to him word by word.
Hi, this is BS Flinch. You have reached me. If you would like to hear me recite my resume, please press 1.
So we just recite it back to him, and then that's when it starts. He texts.
Oh, he's a master texter.
He texts.
What does he text?
Wow. Real intelligent to repeat my voicemail back to me. You sure scared me. And then we go, BS. We're just trying to sell you cutlery.
Right. That's right. You just want to sell him cutlery.
We just wanted to sell him some cutlery, some forks, some knives, some spoons.
Right.
I think we called him like 14 times total.
And he picked up.
He would send us to voicemail and then text us. So we would leave like various voicemails regarding cutlery sales, this, that, the other. And then we would text him back and just be like, he would like call us out, try and guess who it was.
This is about a year ago now.
Yes, this is about a year ago.
And I was, he was still talking to me back then because he still needed jokes to steal. So
yes, he was hacking.
Right. So he posted about it, and I think eventually posted your name.
Oh, yeah. So he posted about it a few times. Didn't mention it. Just said stop. This, that, the other.
Said he was going to the police.
He said that to us. It's like, okay, you know what? So will we. We came clean.
You mean you told him this was us? We're playing around with you.
Yes, we told him. We just said, hey, we're done.
Right.
It's us. Right. Gotcha.
And do you think that maybe the real reason he was angry was because he was considering buying them knives?
I think he was a little bit disappointed that the cutlery deal that we were offering was not real.
Yeah.
It was a good deal. It was a good deal. We built him up to knock him down, Goonan.
What is his reaction when you come clean? To post about your names and everything online, right?
Yes, he doesn't even answer the coming clean.
Right.
And then he goes right to Facebook, as one does in this day and age, presumably.
Right. To use an old-fashioned canceled expression, was that a bit of faggotry?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Very much.
By the way, I've been to his house. In his backyard, he has a faggotry. Anyway, go ahead.
It was a textbook bitch move.
Yeah. He's probably sitting at home going, if I would have bought those knives, I'd stab all these motherfuckers.
I would use one to stab each one of them. You know, the only thing he would use those knives for is to tap the ketchup bottle to get the last licks out.
Very good. That you guys were actually doing the friendly thing and going, dude, we were just messing with you one night. That's it.
We just called it. We just called it up, and we called it quits.
Figuring that he might be able to go, oh, okay. By the way, if he laughed at it, he would have deflated everything you did.
Exactly. It would have canceled it all out if he just had done that. Like if he had just said, "Oh, all right."
So
but no.
So instead he gets upset, and every now and then he will post about old gripes and will bring you up again. Today he posted about Governor's Radio because he was taken off of Governor's Radio because of I don't know,
various scandalings.
Right, various races raping racists.
Raping racists. If he was raping racists, it would almost be admirable.
But yeah, that's what he should say. No, I was raping racists. It's just like, I had to kill him, Your Honor. He was Hitler. You know, like that.
He was Hitler as a baby.
Right.
You don't understand.
I swear to you, he was going to grow up to be Hitler.
He had the mustache already.
Right. It wasn't Charlie Chaplin, I swear. It was Hitler.
He was talking to me.
It couldn't have been Chaplin. He was speaking. So that's what's interesting about certain people, that they are prime subjects for the prank, like the prissy, or the person.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the problem is, like, he doesn't understand this. He's one of many.
Right.
It was just another day's work.
Right.
He looks at it as though he was our pinnacle, as though that was the best we'll get.
Right.
No.
There's many more.
They're Goonan. I don't want to spoil the surprise, but there will be a glorious resurgence, guaranteed.
Oh, excellent. Now, you got to record these. I know you didn't record the ones you did with BS Flinch.
No, so there's actually a good podcast on Spotify. My good comedy friend Brandon Lacaruba, he produces shows under Guilty Pleasures Productions. He has a podcast called Guilty Pleasures. Shout out to Guilty Pleasures, of course. Now they what he does is you come on and you talk a guilty pleasure.
And you
now what? Mine, of course, prank calls.
Right.
We touch on it. We don't get too crazy because that was actually right around when the BS Flinch incident was.
Right.
Like it was like at the height of that. He was like, "Abe, you got to come on and talk to my people on my podcast about this."
Did you?
I was like, "Yeah, I did. It's up there."
Oh, okay.
And we make a few calls on there, and it was so much fun.
Prank calls as a little kid that I love the most. One, I just called up a random guy named Oscar, and I said, "Can I speak to Oscar?" And it was a lady who answered. She goes, "Oscar's not here right now. Can I take a message?" I said, "Yes, this is Big Bird." And she stops. She waits a second, and the greatest thing, this is what you hope someone you're pranking says. She goes, is this a joke? I go, no. Ernie's got his rubber ducky stuck up his ass again. And so the lady freaks out.
Right.
It's great shit. But do you know the comedian Rick Shapiro?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I'm not talking about...
Yes.
Okay, so Rick Shapiro has a brother named Rob Shapiro who's almost looks like him. Rick Shapiro is really the more famous one, and Rob Shapiro is another one. So Rob Shapiro, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I put up a video a few months ago, and it's so obviously a gag. It's Charles Goonan's comedy class. So I'm going to show you.
Okay.
I'm going to show you a little clip of it.
Yeah, let me see it. For your betterment.
Reverse, it is I, the great Goonan, genius for hire, expert at expertise, and the greatest comedy coach that ever lived. For decades, I've gone coast to coast, earning extra weed money, teaching comedians to be funnier, harder, faster, sexier. And today, for all you aspiring comedians out there, I will give you an online comedy. Welcome in advance. Comedy lesson number 1. Don't use curse words. That's right. A lot of comedians use curse words in their act, but those are amateurs and hacks, like Richard Pryor, who we all know amounted to nothing. Okay, so this goes on and on and on. The reason why I'm bringing it up is because it's obviously silly. So I send this to a bunch of my friends, my comedy friends, and for years, Rob Shapiro was a friend of mine on Facebook, and even liked and followed a lot of my stuff. So
an active mutual.
I send him this, and the heading is "Learn comedy from a comedy expert." He thinks it's serious. I don't think he bothers to watch the video.
No!
I don't think he bothers to.
I get. No!
So he sends me this. He sent me a bunch of different messages and voicemails. I'm going to play a little bit of it where he takes it totally seriously. Listen to this.
And you actually are trying to solicit me as a student, Charles? That's also an insult, because you know I'm a genius. I'm known as a genius. I've got more comedy credits than you'll ever have. I've toured the world. You don't do shit. You're a wannabe and a poser. You're desperate for money. That's what this is. Believe me, I'll make sure people don't sign up for your class. Get the fuck out of here, you loser.
He's gonna make sure. He's gonna make sure people don't sign up to my class.
God forbid.
Unbelievable. And he stopped speaking to me. Now there are a lot of other messages he left me, voicemail and a text, where he never met me. We only knew each other on Facebook.
Just Facebook, yeah.
But he wrote, and I would come to your shows and they sucked. He never went to any of my shows. He goes, you and that asshole Jose. Who the fuck is Jose? He went on a tirade, and it was just so great. When things like that happen, especially with a comedian, it's always great. And I just had to play that.
That same thing happened. No, literally, with Flinch. He goes, oh yeah, and good luck fucking those kids. It's like, whoa, who's projecting?
Yeah.
I don't get it. It's you take it so seriously that you're the joke.
Well, that's what happened with BS Flinch. BS Flinch has become the only funny joke in his life is BS.
Is the legend of himself.
The legend of BS Flinch, the ketchup culprit. The last girl that he was with died, but he didn't kill her. What happened is he insisted that she give him a kiss, and then because he's so fat, her cholesterol immediately went up and she burst.
Yeah, no, it's just pure hackery, and that's what bothers me the most. Well, no, the racism and the pedophilia and the rape is what bothers me the most. But
is that what it is?
The hackery falls in there, and then he got socked, and it all fell to shit.
Well, let's talk about that one second. This is great. I love this. After he's banned from Governor's comedy clubs, all in Long Island, and banned from Governor's radio podcasts, and banned from everything, he then is relegated to basically doing here and there Long Island, almost like open mic gigs. And
open mics, and then we were doing our own DIY underground circuit that he tried to kind of hop in, and then he got hit and left.
He had an incident there outside of the place. Now, were you outside when it happened?
No. So I'm inside running essentially the mic, helping out, doing what I can. I'm there to do a set, but I'm helping out because, it's my friends and everyone running the venue. So I'm doing what I can, just helping. All of a sudden, one of the owners comes running up to me and goes, Abe, I need you to do something. Flinch just got punched in the mouth outside.
And now when he said that, was there one of those 80s movies things with a slow clap?
No, it was more of a vertigo shot. It was more of a...
And what happened when you got outside?
I just started... I got out into the aftermath. And so my guttural reaction is just a hysterical laugh. Because I knew it was deserved without even entering the situation. My first thought is, what did he do? What did he say? Who did he say it to? Flynn starts mouthing off, gets hit, calls the ambulance on himself.
According to BS Flinch, when he got punched in the face, nobody came to his aid or anything or went to visit him in the hospital. He goes, all they did was go and do their show. I'm like, well, what did you think they were going to do? I was like,
we
what
were
are they
running a show.
I laughed in his face when he told me about it. I said, you probably deserved it. He goes, none of my friends came to my aid. I said, dude, if I was there, I would have recorded it and posted it on YouTube. I said, I wouldn't have helped you. I said, you probably deserved it. You probably said some prissy shit to somebody and they punched you in the face.
He said something about the guy's weight.
Was the guy heavy?
The guy was heavier than him because
Okay.
he knocked him
Right.
under the concrete.
Right. So after that, he stopped talking to all these, and those were the last group of people.
That was his last bastion of Long Island comedy.
And
Absolutely.
they were all younger guys like you, and that's
Yes.
what it was. I was like, these younger guys don't know him yet enough to know that he's
How
gonna
bad
he's gonna bitch out, and then he did, and I was like, ah.
There he goes.
He posted about it today. So he's been punched in the face. He's been exiled from everything. But the man,
and he's been harassed.
And he's been harassed to buy cutlery, and as long as he has ketchup, he'll survive. Let's all hope
he'll make it. Well, he certainly does, because I can't seem to find any.
He's used up all the ketchup in Long Island.
That's what I think has happened. I think we ran out. I'm not even going to say it's running dry, because I think it's gone.
And this is really a big deal. It's going to become a big deal in the coming months.
That's going to make headlines soon, and he's going to be up there, and he's going to be #infamous.
Yes. All right, so we've said it all. Do you have
this was fun.
Do you have any type of website or any type of promo you want to say?
Just come and check out the shows. Stay tuned on the Instagram, Abe Hannigan Comedy. YouTube, same thing. I'll send you the links. Link them. Check it all out. It's all there.
Excellent. Thank you for showing up, Abe.
Goonan, thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Thank you for letting me air out my grievances.
Oh, anytime. We're going to do this again. Maybe next time we'll actually do some live pranks.
Easy. I got my book. You let me know.
Okay, we're going to do that. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Great Goonan Podcast. I am the Great Goonan. This is Abe Hannigan. We're out. Peace.
Peace, Goonan.
You're sick in the head.